The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by the UMass 5 College Credit Union, dedicated to creating access to financial well-being for local people, businesses, and communities. Insured by NCUA, umass5.coop.
Welcome to the Fabulous 413. I'm Khalees Smith.
And a huge thank you to Kara Foster and Phil Bishop for rearranging microphones for us so that I have one now.
Making the magic happen.
Yes, later in the show, it's corn season, and we hear that some of the freshest ears are at a red and white farm stand along 5 and 10 in Deerfield. So we'll check out the bounty at Kulikowski Farm Stand.
But first, we head out to the Berkshires, where the theater is especially strong, and the Bard has become beacon for those who would take the stage. And do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, I'm trying to get us a ride. We are sitting in a golf cart in Lenox at Shakespeare and Company. This is the way the Bard himself traveled. Golf cart.
My cart for sure. Whether golf was involved, that's another matter entirely.
Wasn't the Scottish play all about the invention of golf? I'm pretty sure. What's the name of our golf cart chauffeur?
Allyn Burrows,
And you are the
artistic director.
at Shakespeare and Company, and we're also accompanied by.
Jaclyn Stevenson, Director of Marketing and Communications.
Where's our first stop
Right
here on campus?
Right here to our right is the Roman Garden Theater, which is going to be the beer garden this summer for a summer, just because we have lots of extra beer that we have to get rid of. And then this is the Tina Packer Playhouse with the new awnings as of today.
Went up today.
Oh, that makes it so much easier, because often I come here and I don't really know which door I'm supposed to use.
Bingo.
That's all we needed to hear.
And look at these outdoor theaters
That
and
is-
sets.
That's a miniature replica of the Globe Theater over there, and that is the Rose Footprint Theater, which preceded the Globe Theater in London by several years. That in London, the one was built in 1587, and that's the exact footprint of it right there.
That's cool.
And here, a few years ago, we built this based on some Roman theaters in Spain. It was called the New Spruce Theater. We built it in 90 days, and Christopher Lloyd came and played King Lear for us.
Great Scott!
I know, I was so sad to miss that one.
21.
Yeah.
And then we renamed it the Arthur Waldstein Amphitheater because his brother-in-law gave us some money to rename it. And so we tore down a bunch of buildings, built this in 90 days, 1,400 linear feet of granite, 100 dump trucks of dead sand, and now we have 500 seats outdoors.
And the seats are like lawn chairs, which is awesome.
They're like heavy-duty camping chairs.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
What is the building that is falling down right next to this beautiful outdoor
Literally
amphitheater?
about to ask that question.
That is a building we don't feel like paying to tear down.
Uh-huh.
It's going to come down of its own volition, probably. You see the cupola on top?
Yeah.
2 years ago, that was perpendicular.
Yeah.
So-
Now it's at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
We're looking at a beautiful outdoor amphitheater with a beautiful outdoor set, and I think we're going to meet some riotous youth. Is that the plan here?
There are
way should I
one
go,
of our
Shay?
riotous. Go back
for
up.
the beep. Backing up.
We're in a golf cart.
Yes, one of our programs manager, Meg Marchione, is behind us, who is one of the people putting together the Riotous Youth program on an annual basis, and Sylvia Marchione, one of our campers this year, one of our theater program participants, is with her.
A year or two ago, I got to see Midsummer on that stage, and it was.
You directed
great.
that?
That was a really fun production.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you saw that. That was with Jacob Ming Trent, who's in Gypsy now on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
And he played Bottom in that. Yeah, that was a rockin' version of that. We just closed something that he was in called Shake It Up, a Shakespeare cabaret where Shakespeare meets rock and roll, and we took all the rock and roll songs inspired by Shakespeare and mashed them up together. And Jack, actually, our marketing director here, is also an expert violinist.
Oh,
So she's
hidden
in the
talent.
show and rocking it. That was a lot of fun.
We're all
So,
sad now that it's over.
Yeah. So we've been on this property since about 2000. This was a former boys' boarding school from 1926 to 72, and then it was the National Music Foundation, and we came and took it over and been kind of trying to improve the property ever since. This was the old boys' school gymnasium that the Tina Packer Playhouse is now. That has 400 seats. Roman Garden Theater normally has 300 seats. The New Spruce has 500 seats, and then we have the Elaine Bernstein, which has 200 seats. So we have plenty of places to sit.
And plenty of productions
Yeah.
all at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's happening at Shakespeare and Company right now.
Right now, we're about to open Romeo and Juliet out on the Arthur Waldstein Theater. We're playing a world premiere down in the Allyn Burrows Theater by Lawrence Goodman called The Victim, about 3 generations of women.
I heard that got a good review in the Boston Globe.
It did. And then upcoming, we have The Piano Lesson, which is a co-production with Actors Shakespeare Project in Boston. They started rehearsal today. And then we have a new Paula Vogel play coming up, which was nominated for 4 Tonys, and I was kind of stunned that I got the rights for it. And that'll be later in the summer. And then we're doing Taming of the Shrew as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
How do collaborations work at Shakespeare? I'm so used to calling it Shakes and Co. I'm so sorry if that's not affectionate.
Shakes & Co., S&Co, Shake & Co.
Shake it up and go. Shake it up and go.
But how do collaborations work? Because I've seen productions by like Wham, and then you do the educational element in the fall. Like you've got a company from Boston coming out to do August
They're
Wilson.
pretty ad hoc. We do it according to the kind of the nature of the production. Like Wham right now, that's a happy rental. In other words, they rent our space, but because they're a local theater, we try to make it as friendly an experience for them as possible. You start generally with whether you're going to do a rental, and then you work it into some kind of collaborative effort. So there are various ways to doing it. I used to be the artistic director at Actors Shakespeare Project in Boston, and so the current artistic director is a good friend of mine, and he's been out here, directed for us several times. So that's a natural fit. He directed August Wilson's Fences for us a couple years ago, so we're really happy to bring The Piano Lesson out here.
Should we head under the brand new awnings of the Tina Packer Playhouse?
Sure. Well, one of the good things about doing it this way, kind of tooling around the campus, is that we're knocking up against people who do all sorts of things here. So we have people right from our education program, and we were talking about Riotous Youth, which is our summer theater program for kids. So we have our programs manager and also one of our participants.
My name is Meg Marchone. Hi.
Hi, Meg. And who's your participant?
I'm Sylvia Marchone.
Hey, wait a minute. You have the same last name.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe you're related.
Maybe you're
I
related.
think so. She's trapped here.
It's good to trap children in theater.
yeah,
I've done it to my own. Riotous
They
Youth.
did it to themselves.
They also did it to themselves. And Shakespeare is a big part of that, too. Tell us the name Riotous Youth, what that comes from and references.
Riotous Youth. We are the youth that thundered a playhouse. We're riotous. We're outside playing in the gardens. We're playing in all these beautiful outdoor theaters. There is energy and authenticity in what we play with. This is our 25th year.
Is this your 25th year doing it?
No.
How many years have you been doing it?
I don't know, like,
Since you were 6?
yeah,
And how old are you now?
10.
What's something you did exciting with Riotous Youth at Shakespeare and Company today?
Well, today we got our monologues, so we got to practice them, and then we just played a couple of games and practiced.
What was your monologue?
My monologue is from Romeo and Juliet, and I played Romeo.
Do you want to do a little bit of it for us? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. 2 of the fairest stars in all the heaven having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spears till they return. What if her eyes were there, they were in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars.
woo! That was riotous.
And this is our Director of Education, Kevin Coleman.
Yes, Kevin, we got to speak last time we were here doing.
I remember.
Yeah, speaking of riotous youth, I think that's what lives inside your persona. What are you working on this summer, Kevin?
I'm one of the 2 directors for the production of Romeo and Juliet outdoors. It's stunning.
We just got to see the set over there a little bit. It looks stunning over there.
Yeah.
More traditional than some of the productions of Romeo and Juliet that were happening in the fall, where I think one of them had been nicknamed Rodeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah, right. That was fun.
Don't ask me to comment on stuff like that. Yeah. You know, I always think it's best if you just get out of Shakespeare's way. You know, you don't have the breadth, you don't have the depth. A concept just makes him smaller.
You don't want Leonardo DiCaprio Hawaiian shirts and guns?
Yeah, probably not.
I protest. I never injured thee.
Or DiCaprio in a swimming pool. I mean, come on. It's really stunning. Wait till you see the Romeo and Juliet we have. You just fall in love with them. They're so wonderful. And the fights will take your breath away. Don't sit in the front row. You'll get blood all over you.
Yeah, Immersive theater.
And the dances at the Capulet party you could just come for the dances.
Yeah, wow.
It's really a wonderful show.
We should go down to Allyn Bernstein and see what's going on down there. If nothing else, we'll take you up to the costume shop. You can meet Bear, the chief morale officer with 4 legs.
Exit Pursued by a Bear is the name of the dog. Is this a golf cart I see before me?
You ready?
Ready.
There, sit and let us go.
I always forget how much space there is at Shakespeare and Company. I always think of the indoor theater, but I don't always think of the outdoor spaces, and really incredible.
Acres, 33 acres. You come down anytime and sit on the property too and have a picnic or read your book.
The boys' school closed its doors in '72, but a lot of kids growing up in the area played hockey in here. So we can go in here.
Now it's the Bernstein
Now it's
Center for the Performing Arts.
This is generally often where we recede down here in the wintertime, because this is also, it's a full-scale facility. We have full bar here. We've got this theater in here, which I'll show you now. And there's Elaine, the benefactor for this building.
Prominent portrait on the wall.
Yeah. And we come in here, and there's a 200-seat theater in here. This is where we're doing The Victim right now. This is where we do a lot of our fall and winter productions because it's so intimate. When I first got back here, I closed all the spaces in. It was my hedge against Netflix is to have more of a visceral, organic experience for people.
A real human experience.
Yeah.
Something extra special about black boxes and the things that you can get done in them, really.
Check booth.
Where all the lighting is, all the old canister lighting. It's like Spinal Tap now, where we're walking through the bowels looking for the stage.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
Hello,
the weapons
Cleveland.
that didn't say anything.
What? I missed them.
No, they're right here.
Yes.
And there's the chief morale officer,
Oh,
Bear.
hey, Bear. Come here, Bear.
Can you come here and say hi?
Oh, yeah. This is the 3rd dog at Shakespeare and Company we've met so far.
We have so many.
All right, now we are in the arsenal. Wow. This looks like John Wick wants to come in here and choose what he's going to select
It's
from.
funny because Keanu Reeves was at the company for a summer in
What?
1989. Yeah, he
No
played
way.
Trinculo in The Tempest. It was both of our first summers here.
No way.
Yes way, Ted!
Wow.
Yeah, and he's
I'm going to go see him on Broadway
Yeah.
with Bill of Bill and Ted's
Yeah.
when they do Waiting for Godot
Yeah.
in October.
big friend of the company.
Well, tell him we said hi.
Oh, yeah.
When he's here next time, tell us we're definitely coming out.
Absolutely. He's always reaching out to us in some capacity to say hello.
Oh, that's
See,
He seems like the nicest person.
He really is.
You might be the first person I know who knows him. Is he as nice as he seems like he is?
Even more so.
That's the best news I've heard all week.
Excellent!
Here he is saying hello.
Oh, come on. I love that. He's a motorcycle guy.
Big motorcycle guy. Yeah, we share that in common. As a matter of fact, when he was here in 1989, he went up to the motorcycle shop. He said, "What's the fastest motorcycle you have in here?" And they said, "That one." He said, "Can you get it ready in 2 hours?" And they said, "Yes, we can." And he gave him a credit card. He drove it home. And I said, "That's a nice bike." He goes, "Take it. Just take it for a ride." He'd ridden it 5 miles, and he offered to have me ride.
That guy's operating on another plane.
Yeah.
Being in this room, I have to say, one of the things that a friend of mine who took summer classes here talked up was the combat classes and learning how to do that properly and more realistically. It's one of the cooler things about what happens here.
Yeah. I also love that there's the movie theater camp where Iowa Debris is trying to explain what stage fighting is.
Stage combat. What is it?
It's the art of surprise. It pushes the envelope of what theater can be.
Absolutely. But also, what do we think it is?
It causes a heart to skip a beat, but safely.
Does anybody have an answer that's like not poetry?
It's like one of the funniest scenes in that whole
Well,
movie.
our logo is the sword, so we have a lot to live up to. It's not,
But you also have like machine guns and Tommy guns and rifles, and then you have like a meat cleaver with blood on it that looks like it was at Crystal Lake.
That's
Spears,
actually fresh blood. That's not fake.
crossbows, a variety of daggers.
Mace.
And a lot of utensils that function as weapons, that
Yeah,
aren't
like Keanu would show you in John Wick.
I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil.
I mean, that's a real cleaver. I could use that on meat.
You want to show them the costume shop?
You want to go to the costume shop?
Yeah.
Yes, what would productions be without what you wear on stage to complement and enhance the experiences?
Minimalized, but that's not what happens at Shakespeare and Company. So up next, we'll wander deep into the magic of the costume department and chat with a visiting company who'll open their production of August Wilson's The Piano Lesson this weekend.
After which, we'll check out the bounty of corn and more at Kolakowski's farm stand in Deerfield.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Window World of Western Mass, a local family-owned and operated complete exterior remodeling business offering windows, siding, gutters, and more. windowworldofwesternma.com.
That's
Oh, wow.
men's costumes in here.
There's a whole wall of masks that is incredible.
These masks are extra cool because a lot of them were made by Ralph Lee, who's a mask maker and a puppeteer, and he's also one of the people responsible for Land Shark from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need a plumber. You're that clever shark, aren't you?
Candygram.
Candygram. Not a lot of people get that reference anymore, so I
Yeah,
hope a lot
luckily
of your
we're
listeners
just
do.
old enough.
So these are all men's costumes over here, and they're separated by time period.
I love that, like, Shakespeare and Company rents costumes to various people all over Western Mass and maybe beyond.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, the young Shakespeare players at the Shea and Turners have always rented from Shakespeare and Company.
Yeah, I was talking about an event that my band performed at a few weeks ago in Worthington, where they were celebrating Lafayette, drinking them out of all of their beer, and their historical society rented costumes from here. So my funk band was playing to a bunch of people in period costume.
That is amazing. That's right up our alley.
What's your name?
Michelle Hathaway, I'm the costume shop manager.
Show us something wicked awesome in here.
Wicked awesome? Okay, this one's ridiculous, but wicked awesome.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh.
That's a beautiful
My goodness.
court jester jacket.
This is Falstaff, and it's a whole suit. All of this is made in-house.
Do you make it?
I make some of it.
I mean, this room is huge, and it's full, and
This
you're
is
giving away
one of 4 rooms.
Whoa.
And it is 45 years of costume collection. Oh,
this
my
is
hat.
my favorite piece.
This is the honey baked ham hat.
It looks like a honey baked ham with pineapple on it, and the 2 slices of pineapple is where you would look out. This is the least kosher hat I've ever worn.
With 4 rooms, especially, of costumes, how often do you have to make new costumes?
All the time. The Romeo and Juliet that's opening at the end of this week, we made over half of what's on that stage.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's absolutely stunning.
There's bins. You've got circlets and gauntlet bins.
Yeah.
You've got cowl bins and
You have-
cravat bins.
Yeah, you have a Tupperware of cravats and a Tupperware of ascots.
2 of cravats. 3.
This is so great. So here's the huge workroom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Roughly
people.
12 people up here and then 4 wardrobe.
And they're just mending or?
They're mending, they're building, they're starting mock-ups for Taming of the Shrew. So Romeo and Juliet's on its feet, and now we move to the next show.
Are these folks volunteers or are they?
Oh no, this is paid staff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is all all paid staff.
I'm Govan Lobauer,
How long have you been doing this for Shakespeare and Company?
44 years.
Wow, amazing.
He's the one who started the costume collection.
Patient zero when it comes to a costume obsession.
Sort of, yes.
Do you remember what that first production was?
The first one I worked on was Macbeth out at the Mount.
Are we allowed to say that in a
Sure.
a workroom? Okay. good.
Yeah, we don't have any superstitions here. Much.
Those drawings up on the wall are all Romeo and Juliet. Everything with a swatch on it is something we built. So much. But it's so pretty.
One of the most beautiful shows we've built ever, I think. Her show is gorgeous.
Yeah. She has a very meticulous eye for detail, which I absolutely love.
Who's she?
Christina Beam is our costume designer for that show. She's from North Carolina.
Have you worked with her before, or is this her first time coming up to
she started
collaborate?
here as a stitcher. 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. And this is her first main stage, and she completely knocked it out of the park.
Our digital producer has rated your leftover bin. What do you get, IU?
Please do.
Yes, I'm a big coat enthusiast. You have a lot of coats. You also had an Issey Miyake Pleats Please garment.
Yay!
Somebody's gonna come looking fancy to the office tomorrow.
I love that. Give it a new life, because it's not being used here.
Back to the golf cart.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
You're so welcome.
They broke in for piano lesson?
They did not break. They were still pretty engaged. So.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a recent revival in a lot of August Wilson's work. What is it about now that seems to appeal about his work coming back?
I think there was a real strong momentum coming out of the George Floyd era. And then it picked up momentum because it became something that was larger. And August Wilson, being essentially a very powerful language and relationship-based playwright, people realized that it was undeniable. So once you start doing August Wilson, you have to continue to do August Wilson. Us being a Shakespeare company, there's really a lot of synchronicity there, a lot of symbiosis. So we feel like, it's so weighty and really powerful, his language, so we find it's undeniable. Once you hear it, you just get swept away in it,
When you read Shakespeare, there's a lot you can get from the page, and with August Wilson, I feel the same way. Like, there's a lot you can get from just the pages before you see it embodied.
He's very transportative. Shakespeare never intended for his plays to even be published. If it weren't for a couple stage managers running around collecting those pages, that the actors were kind of like, oh, I don't need this anymore, throwing them off in the wings, and then be like, hold on, someone may want this someday. And they're like, for what? We're good. Have you seen the crowd out there tonight? We're sold out of mutton and me. So this is Chris Edwards. He's the artistic director at Actors Shakespeare Project in Boston, longtime friend of ours, and he's the one who's bringing this show out here for this collaboration.
You're in the middle of the first read-through of the piano lesson?
First day of rehearsal.
How's it going so far?
It's great. It's cool to come back to it after 4 months and see how so much of it is still there. It's still poignant and funny and sad. And
what happened 4 months ago?
We did a production in Boston
with the same cast too?
Same cast at Hibernian Hall in Roxbury. Got really great audience response and critical response. And so Allyn, he's artistic director here, but he's also a company member for the company I run.
Yeah.
They brought the show out here for the month of August.
August Wilson, August. That's what they should just rename it.
Yeah. August Wilson.
August Wilson. I like that better.
The August of August Wilson. How different has it been shifting it to this stage as opposed to Hibernian Theater?
We don't know yet.
Oh, that's right. You just got here.
But
how do you feel being out here?
One of the things that I do know is that the set is much smaller. The space is much smaller, though I think there's more seats. The play takes place in 1936 in the Hill District, and I have a feeling that the space that we're moving into is probably closer to the size that the house probably was.
Right.
There's a lot of tension in the play and a lot of conflict between the brother, Boy Willie, and sister Bernice. And so now they're not going to be able to escape each other. So I'm really interested to see how that plays.
We were talking with Allyn of Shakespeare and Company about the parallels between August Wilson and Shakespeare. What do you, as the director of this production, do you see parallels between them?
Of course. Obviously, the epic nature of the plays. August Wilson was really good at looking at African diaspora in America, but the everyman, even a garbage man can be King Lear. So it has that similarity. It's heightened language, there's rhythm, there's a particular skill set in being able to deliver that language in the poetic form that it is without it just sounding like you're reading poetry. It's very similar to Shakespeare. And then the size of the characters that he has. If you look at Boy Willie, is comparable to someone like Hamlet or Macbeth, you know what I mean, in the size and the amount of language that they're speaking. August Wilson writes in arias, which are very much like Shakespeare.
August Wilson, I feel like, is having a moment. I'm interested in your opinion about that and how much more pop world is getting into him again.
I think there's a lot of struggle happening in the world right now. People are struggling a lot around finances, around war, around what their identities are, and they're fighting for it. And I think this idea of reaching for the American dream is still a thing. In August Wilson's plays, he says, okay, there's this American dream. Is it achievable? And should that be the dream that we're chasing? And I think that that's resonating with people. If I'm trans, is this the dream am I invited to the party of this dream? Is this the dream for me if I'm black, if I'm Latinx, if I'm an immigrant, if I'm, can I actually reach that dream? Is it still here? And I think that's what's appealing to people for August Wilson's plays.
Well, thanks so much. I can't wait till this show's on its feet. Congratulations, and glad to have you here at Shakespeare and Company.
Yeah, thanks. It's great.
Have a smooth transition into the new space.
Yeah. All right, now for real to the golf cart.
Out into the garden.
Can we ask about the Shakespeare Garden? I think it's lovely.
The Shakespeare Garden, which has got the tent in it.
Yeah.
It says Shakespeare Garden. Yeah, what happened was I started working with the company originally in 1988, and then I ran Actor Shakespeare Project in Boston. So in 2017, I came back. We had no outdoor theaters on the property except the Rose footprint under a tent. That's not real, doesn't really count as an outdoor theater. So I said, guys, we got to get back to where we were. We were at the Mount, Edith Wharton's estate, and we used to have these huge outdoor productions. I wanted to build the big theater, and they were like, you know what, just hold your horses. Just slow your roll a little bit. You know what I mean? That's a big project. I'm like, all right, I've got an idea. Let's build this Roman garden theater. But first I had to say to the volunteers, hey, your Shakespeare Garden, I'm taking it over and I'm building a theater in here. And they were cool about it. They were like, it's still got to be called the Shakespeare Garden because there's all these Shakespeare plants in there. There are all these plants that are mentioned in Shakespeare's plays, but that's the origin of Shakespeare Garden. Then it became the Roman Garden Theater. And then this summer it's the Beer Garden. Next summer we don't know what it's going to be.
The Boston Garden.
The Boston Garden. It's the TD Garden.
Back at the main offices of Shakespeare and Company, back in the parking lot. Thanks for giving us this federally funded bailout money golf cart tour.
Absolutely.
Where you bought the golf carts with federal funds during that whole era. And this beautiful campus, you've done wonderful things.
Well, really appreciate you guys taking the time to throw some light on us, and make sure you come back.
Of course we'll come back. It's so awesome here.
It's a loud horn for a golf cart.
It is a loud horn.
And Romeo wanted Juliet.
You've missed the production of The Victim, but Romeo and Juliet is currently open through August 10th, and Actors Shakespeare Project's production of The Piano Lesson opens this Friday, July 25th, and there's way too many other interesting shows happening on the Shakespeare and Company grounds, so head to shakespeare.org to find out more and get tickets.
Lend us your ears.
Or just buy them outright.
Since we are speaking of corn, that's probably better. And we'll head to a great spot on 5 and 10 in Deerfield to get yours now that they're in season when we head to Kolakowski Farm Stand in Deerfield next.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Northeast Solar, offering solar options, energy security, and solutions for the local community. Learn more at northeast-solar.com.
I love how there is an owl, a fake owl that's protecting all of your crops. Is this fake owl really effective in protecting your food from birds and other things?
It does. It prevents birds from touching the corn, and it does help. I mean, once in a while I'll see a bird fly, but no, it's pretty good.
You could team up with Tom Riccardi, the birds of prey expert guy. Maybe he can lend you a real owl once in a while.
Oh, really? Hey.
Then people would come to see the owl at the farm stand. Yeah. It's time for another Local Hero Spotlight with Claire Morneau from CISA, the local hero, folks. And we are going to imagine that every time a car goes by, it's a beautiful wave on the shore, because lots of cars go by where we are right now, including that truck right there, because we're on 5 and 10. Are we officially in Deerfield or South Deerfield?
Deerfield.
Deerfield with Miriam Spalding and your farm stand, Kolakowski Farm Stand. You are farming a farm that's well over 100 years old, right?
Yes, 1923.
Tell me about your relationship to the farm.
Came here about 1994. We did a little bit of farming with my husband, with the cukes and pumpkins, and then we took a break from all that. Then in 2015, I started with asparagus, and that's what brought out me doing the stand. We grow specialty stuff, cucumbers, summer squash, all the basic stuff pretty much, and corn is pretty much our specialty, the specialty pumpkins and stuff like that.
You're not allowed to say asparagus is your specialty, or Hadley will be really upset.
Right.
And you can clearly see that this is the specialty because like 2-3 cars have already pulled up in the time that we've been here.
Yeah, we've been here for like 10 minutes and there's already been like 5 customers. And again, it's a really pretty highly trafficked location. What's your relationship to this corner of 5 and 10?
I'm just pretty much using it. It's as a family.
Because your husband runs the mechanics place right here, Deerfield Motors.
Correct, yeah. And then I have my kids. I got 2 boys, and they pretty much take care of this place, maintenance.
Does the mechanic shop feed into the funding of the farm stand, or does one benefit the other, or are they 2 totally separate things?
2 totally separate things. So.
But you do the books for both of them.
Correct.
We'll put a little bit into column B from column A to try to level things out this month.
My husband does he does the farm work, the labor, the tractor and stuff like that, which I don't do. So
yeah, so that's great.
And the kids do that for me. So
there are trade-offs, and if somebody's good at the math, let them do the math.
Yeah.
Why did you start with asparagus in 2015?
We had a friend that was in Turner's. He was giving us ideas, and he was going out. So we're like, why don't we try it? We thought about the perfect spot. We had a stand that my husband fixed up and made it the way it looks now, and that's pretty much how it came about, really. So.
And the farm where you're growing this is still kind of off of this 5 and 10, nearer to Magic Wings, the butterfly place, right?
It's a mile down the road.
And is that your husband's family's land? It's like
it's a farm. Yeah, it's a family farm. So
those folks were the ones farming it back in the early 20th century?
Correct.
And are they Kolakowskis?
Kolakowskis?
Yes. Kolakowskis.
Yes.
As an honorary Polish person, I do my best.
Yeah.
I know how to say Our Lady of Czestochowa now, which is you wouldn't believe it if I showed you how to spell it.
I couldn't say that in the beginning, back in the 90s. So yeah.
Are you honorary because of the 2 memberships that you have?
If I'm a member of 2 Polish clubs, I consider myself to be honorary Polish. But we're here with Miriam Spalding, which is much easier for most people who speak English natively to say. And we are in the middle of corn season right now. And that seems like what now customer number 10 is getting right.
Our corn isn't quite ready yet, but
it's coming.
It's local. It's local corn that we have now. So yep.
So you will work with other farmers to supply the stand if you have things that you're not quite ready to harvest.
I usually try to put stuff on the stand if I have to buy it, stuff that we grow, but a lot of our stuff just comes in later. But at the same time, trying to put things on my stand that our people want.
Your corn's not quite here yet, but I've heard that is one of your specialties.
Yes. Like people come pretty much for the super sweet corn. So.
Mm-hmm. And what makes it special?
The sweetness. People love that. So.
Is that just the variety, or is it something about the way you grow it?
I think it's probably more or less the variety, I think.
Your husband's family, the Kolakowskis?
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it!
You got it.
You're getting to there.
They also have a history with the pickle factory that used to be in Deerfield, right?
They grew cucumbers a lot back in the days, and so, yeah.
And you did a little work at that pickle factory?
I just did the picking a little bit.
Tell us a little bit about that pickle factory in this area and its importance to Deerfield.
It was very important in that time frame that people were planting cucumbers and just giving everything to them.
In conversations we have with farmers who are based right here in Deerfield or the neighboring towns, it's amazing how often that comes up as just like part of so many different farms' histories on a scale that there isn't very much agricultural infrastructure left.
Yeah, we have real pickles in Greenfield, which is small scale and more of the natural style of pickling without the vinegar. But this was like giant silos filled with cucumbers.
Right.
Yeah.
It was huge. So
we saw the barrels at Natural Roots from that factory. They're giant. We could all fit in those barrels.
You were a hobbit and wanted to get dwarves to escape down the river. Those are the barrels you want to use.
Stop complaining. I never promised to burgle you first-class accommodation.
Did you end up, when you would work there pickling, did you smell like vinegar for like a bunch of years?
Through the town, when you're passing, you could definitely smell it. Yeah.
Deerfield smelled like pickles. And now it smells like Yankee Candle.
And Treehouse, maybe. Do you grow cucumbers now just for the stand?
I do for the stand.
And it's blueberry season right now? Are you picking blueberries?
I've been picking blueberries every evening, so yeah.
What's the farming community here like? Because that's an interesting thing too. Like your stand's here, but your farm is a mile away, but there's a farm right behind your farm stand that's not yours.
I mean, I think it's nice to work with other farmers, to knowing that surrounded by farmers. I mean, I think it's good, if we can, all kind of eventually, work together.
I had once heard said that you can either spend money on advertising or location. You don't need to spend money on advertising and don't even really have a digital presence because you're location. You're right on 5 and 10. The farm stand is
most of it's word of mouth too.
But it's impossible to miss. It's word of I drove by the farm stand, I saw there was asparagus, so on the way home I got the asparagus, that kind of thing. Yeah. What is the business model? Do you have to be here at the stand the whole time, or is it come and we self-serve?
It's pretty much self-serve, but I try to be here when I can. But I have to pick, I pretty much do that myself. I pick everything in the morning, and then I do other things in the afternoon, like pick blueberries or do whatever. And then I try to, restock the stand. And then I do have help, from my family, so which is nice.
How many times a day do you have to stock the stand?
Several times. I mean, like yesterday, I was only gone for an hour. I went to start picking my stuff, and then I came back. I'm like, okay, I got to restock everything again. But then there's some days where, I don't have to do that, but I would say quite often I have to restock, so.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, truly. And I feel like with corn especially, it's like the freshness is a big part of what makes it taste good. Having it be picked that day, stocked throughout the day, helps make it taste really, really good.
Every corn farmer I know says corn tastes best right after you pick it and eat it raw right then. And every second after that, it's a little bit less good.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I do. I put fresh corn out there every morning, so.
What is your favorite thing to grow?
Probably asparagus. There isn't a whole lot to do, you just pick it. Well, that's a lot of work too, picking asparagus, but
You gotta bend over.
Yeah.
Corn, you don't have to
That
bend
is
over as
true.
much.
That's true.
It's good for your joints.
I mean, I don't mind doing like summer squash, zucchini, and all that.
Do you know how many people drive by or stop at your farm stand on an average day? Because like as we've been mentioning, we've only been here for like 15 minutes, and we've already seen like 10 people.
I really don't know, but there's some days it's a lot. I mean, sometimes there'll be 5, 6, 7 cars at once. Then in so many times one car will pull in, and then 4 or 5 will do the same thing. It's just sometimes it turns out that way.
The herd mentality.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, people are stopping. What's happening there?
Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. See, here comes another truck.
And you said that you grow specialty squash pumpkins, so you're open into the fall.
We don't close until end of October.
I feel like asparagus to pumpkins is a long season. That's not a super long off season.
It is.
Is that like May to like November?
Yeah.
That's a long period of time.
Sometimes I look forward to rainy days where I can take a break from this, but I haven't had too many yet, so.
Miriam Spalding from Kolakowski's farm stand, as part of the farming and automotive business and being a farm stand where lots of cars come through. Have there been particular automobiles that have impressed you and or your husband that have stopped at this farm stand? You're like, wow, the Wienermobile's here, or something like that.
I guess that has happened before, yeah.
Can you think of what they were?
I don't remember.
Does like a biker gang ever show up and be like, we're all taking an ear of corn?
No.
Touring musicians and their big bus.
No, I haven't seen that, I guess. But.
We'll see if Jeff Tweedy from Wilco will stop by and get some corn. He's going to be right down the street in Treehouse this week.
Where did the farm stand itself come from? Because it stands out. It's like white and red, and you can see it from a distance.
It was a used farm stand, but then my husband is, he's good at doing stuff like that. So he kind of redid it and did this, the sign.
That truck pulled out. Another car's already been in here.
I know, it's like super busy.
And meanwhile, Miriam wants to be like, I'm going to run out of corn if I don't get back into the field.
No, we're fine. No.
How is the corn season doing this year?
I think it's doing very well. So yeah, I'm selling a lot of corn.
It's been really hot. Has that affected any of the growing?
Surprisingly, no, it hasn't. It's been pretty good this year. It's just the last 2 years were not very good.
Did you have problems with the flooding of 2 years ago?
Yeah, we pretty much lost. The last 2 years, not everybody did, but we lost all of our specialty stuff for 2 years straight. So
People can shuck at the stand.
You have a shuck bucket right next to the stand, and two people are shucking right now.
People like that.
It does get all over the place when you shuck.
And not everybody's got them. Some people are like, no, take this home and you deal with it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do, but now I'd be like, if I could shuck at the stand, I might do that.
We don't mind if people open up the ears and they don't like it and then ditch it out. We don't mind that. So that way they're taking home what they want to take home.
Good thinking.
I think that's important. So
I take the whole thing home because you can make tea out of the silk and it's really good for you.
And I like cooking them on the grill in the husk too. So, I mean, but now if I was worried that something was going to be wrong, shuck it at the stand into the shuck bucket.
Shuck bucket sounds like a terrible jam band. Pigeons playing ping pong and shuck bucket.
Yeah, they're good.
Double
yeah.
bill.
Yeah. You can also do it at a clam shack.
3 generations represented shucking corn right now.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of that? Like, there's got to be people that are coming to the stand that like knew the farm before, and now you're getting customers like that, like several generations of customers.
A lot of people that come here, will tell me, that they have done things like to this building. It's just everything's like is connected. So.
Well, thanks so much for taking time out of your farming day to chat with us. It's clearly a very busy place here, so you're doing great.
Thank you.
You can find out more about Kolakowski Farm Stand and all the other farm stands and farm-related businesses, thanks to our friends at CISA, by going to buylocalfood.org.
And thanks to Claire Morneau for joining us, as always, or as usual, on our adventures out through the Western Mass countryside to see all of these farms and the folks that make the food that help us to survive.
Right. And we've also talked to a lot of farmers who have, surprisingly, lost their federal funding for things that they had
Oh.
signed up for in contracts
Weird,
recently.
that happened to us.
Hey, it just happened to us last week.
If you're already a sustaining member, thank you so much for helping us to survive. But we just need a little bit more if you're able. And really, it's like $3. If every sustaining member has $3 extra to kick our way, we're halfway there, and that counts a lot.
Or if you have $6 extra a month, let's go the whole way.
Let's go the whole way.
Aim high. NEPM.org or 800-639-8850. It really is a gift to be able to be part of a company that has brought so many great programs throughout the decades. WGBH with This Old House and The French Chef and Antiques Roadshow on television.
Frankly, the stuff that we're able to do with this show, too, the amount of community that we're able to connect with when we go out to, like, meet you and hear your stories and share them with the rest of Western Mass. Like, that's something special that we get to be a part of, but we can only do that with funding.
And we hope that getting to know your neighbors is something that is important to you, too. 800-639-8850.
Community is where it's at.
On the next Fabulous 413, we'll learn about an innovative program coming to Tanglewood that explores history often overlooked in the States.
The program African Queens will be performed on July 27th at Tanglewood, and we'll talk with the creative producing force behind the new work, soprano Karen Slack.
While also getting into some of the obstacles in classical music that led to the program's inception and design.
And we'll also hear from Emily Brewster, senior editor at Merriam-Webster, about a pretty big listener question that leads to a wicked big rabbit hole in linguistics.
We leave you with the late, great Ozzy Osbourne and his band Black Sabbath, Into the Void. I'm Monty Belmonte.
I'm Khalees Smith. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Fabulous 413.